So we got the PPI data come out. It's relatively okay, and we can see a little bit of volatility in the markets. But what I have noticed is some of these old school memes are starting to do things as well. So guys, we're looking at Bitcoin, we're covering my next plan, and we're looking at a ton of altcoin setups, including a short that might surprise you. So stick around, there's tons coming here. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe, and let me know, how are you guys doing at the moment? Did you buy some of that shit and is going up? Are you making money? What is the current story? You can see I'm wearing my anger shirt, JK. It's actually the banger. And I've got Mr. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗆 in the house. He's quite coated up here. Are you cold?
Yeah, fully grayed in the cold. Yeah, it's getting colder.
Okay. Well, someone's in a warm climate. Look at this. This man's always in a fucking t-shirt, this guy. Okay, here he is. Yeah, so Russell's in the house. Okay, welcome, sir. Tuesdays is Jay time, and we're going to come with a couple of setups from Jay as well. So we got lots happening here. And I actually was chatting to 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 sent me a selfie. So let's just see if he caught that bounce quickly.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm doing so good. The market only took all my money before it bounced. But it's okay. I'm building up some dry powder to get back in the game.
Right. I just hope it's not too late and he comes to try and long the top. Let's hope he doesn't try and long the top. Okay, we're going to bring the boys back in a couple of secs. Let's get into some things. Now, 𝗏𝗏, the biggest shitcoin in history, has woken up 21% up at the moment. I think Chaos and Panda were shorting that puppy in the Chart Hackers Discord earlier today. I missed it. I was a little bit sad. ENA, that is doing things, and all round things are looking quite nice. I'm concentrating quite a bit on Brett at the moment, and I have longed the top of something called MON, Monad, or whatever the story is, and looking forward to getting liquidated on that one if it reverses. So I'm going to take you guys through that and show you a couple of levels. We got tons happening here. Mac is exclusive. Let's get into BTC. Let's see what is going down at the moment. So it's been a relatively slow and quiet day in terms of BTC on the lower time frames for me, and this PPI hasn't resulted in too much volatility. I was actually expecting a little bit more, but what we have seen during the course of the day is a slow bleed out on our 1 hour oscillator. And I was telling the Chart Hackers Discord earlier today, we're just kind of waiting patiently for the 1 hour reversal. This is ideally a reversal into our bull zone that might give us a second win and then maybe a second push to the upside. So in a perfect world, we're going to get some kind of bounce out of this bull zone in the next, let's say in the next couple of hours, even if they do dip us a little bit. And this bull zone for me, 85.9 into 84.9, that is the ideal scenario. I don't really want to lose that, but we're tracking this obviously on a 1 hour time frame, and we're going to have to watch some of the higher time frame markers as well. But in terms of short-term stuff, 85.9 to 84.9 for now, I would love to see that bounce. And then if we do get some momentum, guys, I'm looking at 91k. That takes us into our big macro fib zone as well, and it's a monster level there, and it's a high conviction short area there for me on BTC, unless they come and start squeezing the living daylights out of everybody. So that is kind of my plan at the moment. If the plan starts failing, or if we start looking at lower levels on BTC, well, what you're going to do is you're going to pull out your weekend low. That is going to be your next bounce zone. Look at that beautiful tie-in on that 618 as well. So 83,870 looks good for maybe a backup zone for you guys. And then if we lose the 618, I mean, it's over. We're going to zero and it's done. I mean, we'll see Bitcoin at 30 odd K, give or take. Okay, James, do you agree? Or shall we come back again the next day?
Maybe, well, you never know. When the round trips back and forth.
You never know. Okay, so hopefully we're not going to get another round trip. Hopefully the market is going to give us phase 2, and that will be ideal. XRP to $10 by the end of the month. I think we've got 5 days left, so hopefully it starts cooking. And what was it? Tom Lee was moving to North Korea or something come the end of the year, but we are going to be talking about that as well. So let's jump into the news and let's see what is actually going down here. Let me scroll all the way here. So the stock market fear and greed is at 14, so it's not the end of the world. And in terms of lickies, I've actually just refreshed this, 388 million. So in terms of like a few months ago, 388 was quite a big day out in the markets, but now it seems pretty much normal at the moment. Who was saying we were already at zero? Well, then you don't know what zero feels like. Then you're going to really know the pain. And Carlos, no, bro, come on. So 388 million. I know James is barely excited these days at under 500. I mean, he doesn't even open his eyes anymore when we see this. So 388, a typical day, I guess, in the markets. And Bitcoin is dead, guys. I mean, it's made a recovery. I think if we pump into that 91K zone, then everybody is going to get super excited. And hopefully, this will pay off for those of you that were buying it at 81K. Now, I'm keen to know. I mean, I'm going to leave this here. As long as Bitcoin keeps going up, I'm going to keep asking the question, who got stuck in at the 80K level, or were you a little bit too afraid? Now, we're going to bring James up here because I want to talk about some of this news. And what is Panda doing? He's literally in the shower getting rinsed, okay? Tom Lee moving to North Korea to run away from his backers. Yeah, I mean, you never know. I don't know what's worse, though. Anyway, that's for another debate. So PPI comes out today, okay? Rises 2.7% above expectations, 2.6. Core PPI fell to 2.6 below expectations. PPI inflation remains less of a problem than the weakening labor market. We see a December rate cut on its way, and according to the odds at the moment, we've now moved to 85%. Is that going to give us our Santa rally, sir? Are we going to finally get some kind of move?
I don't know. I mean, our last rate cut, everybody was so worried about. We got the cut and we dumped. So, yeah, I mean, this is the news everybody wants to hear. And yeah, those jobs numbers came out from ADP today are so bad that the labor market's obviously weaker and inflation is dropping. Then all the signs lean to we can cut rates here, but is that going to help us?
Well, I'll tell you what is a scenario that I'm looking for is this is on the 10th of December. So any pumpage we get into the 10th of December, guys, right now at the position we are now on the 25th of November, if we pump in the 10th of December, it's exit time. It's like it's 100% exit time because then the market's going to get what they want. So let's see. We'll monitor this. Obviously, we are here every single day. And we will track this as we go. Even if we're picking up pieces at Bitcoin at 55K, we will be here. Okay, Muddy Nate says buy the dip. And now there's a little bit more bullish news here. Ukraine agrees to terms of a peace deal. Okay, so US official to ABC News, but what? What are you going to do? What are you telling me?
Russia has denied it because there was changes made to it. They've now apparently, and I saw some sources saying confirm they've denied it. Others saying they're likely to deny it. They're not going to go for the changes that Ukraine made. So I think this is just a lot of up and down.
Okay, and I mean, 𝗬𝗰𝗍𝗆 basically just answered, basically just said what you said. He said people are retarded if they think this goes anyway. Okay, so there's his commentary there at the bottom. What does the S&P think of everything today so far? Well, we're pushing into our 50-day moving average. This is big resistance, as you guys know. If we can pop through the 50-day MA here at 6715 and close above, we might have a different discussion. Maybe we are going to get some kind of rally. But right now, under the 50-day, a little bit bearish here for me. We're going to have to just track this one as we go. Now, one of the things which is super interesting to me is the S&P is going up nicely, but the biggest stock out there, NVIDIA, is under a little bit of pressure. And yeah, wow, James is so positive. That's why his name is Mr. Bullish. Okay. And let's talk about NVIDIA because there's a couple of things going down at the moment. And maybe Putin is shorting the market. But in terms of what's going on here, NVIDIA now makes up more than 80% of the data center and AI chips market, up from 25% at the start of 2021. Now, James, tell me why NVIDIA is busy going to zero today. And what is the story?
Oh, it's because Meta has come out and they're in talks with Google to go for their chips instead, apparently. And so NVIDIA is tanking on the news and Google is flying. But the market, once they saw NVIDIA falling, the whole market reacted along with NVIDIA because that's been controlling the market. But overall, for the market, this isn't bad. The money's not leaving the stock market. It's just rolling into another stock. Further diversification.
Moving
I think it's good news ultimately. Yeah,
and more competition as well. I suppose that's good for everyone all around. Maybe NVIDIA, maybe Barry was right, and NVIDIA is just going to get a little mini reset. Now, in terms of the MicroStrategy debacle or the drama, again, I'm not going to read this to you. This is Bull Theory. I thought this was a good read for you guys. So you can go follow this guy, Bull Theory IO, on X, or just read it now off the screen. But you can see he's giving you an explanation as to what is going on here in terms of the MicroStrategy story, as well as that rumored short position information from JP Morgan, which I think we know is not accurate information at the moment. But there's a nice little explanation. So if you guys are wondering, but they're basically closing off saying here, there's a possibility of a monster squeeze coming on MicroStrategy, which is what I was saying yesterday is something we need to watch for, because by the time you get to these points, or these events at this type of selling, and you're getting this type of news out there, like everyone thinks they're getting super smart and they start shorting like right at the end. And this often creates the most pain for the bears. And then on top of getting rinsed, they miss the move to the upside. So in terms of MicroStrategy, guys, next big zone 152, waiting patiently. It's coming, it's getting close. When this thing starts moving up, if you get a day where MicroStrategy starts moving a few percent up, then you might start seeing the makings of a squeeze building, and then things are going to get ugly for everybody who shorted this guy a little bit late. So I'm expecting a 10 to 20% move at some point for MicroStrategy. If we can get it at 152, I think that is going to be the banger. Okay, so wait patiently for this thing, and once we see momentum here, it could be tons of fun. Now, something that's absolutely breaking my balls today is Coinbase, which started off so nicely yesterday, and right now we are holding the higher low. So I'm still banking on a Coinbase recovery linked to a further Bitcoin bounce. So if we can get a little bit more activity in the crypto market, then Coinbase should start pushing up to this 277 zone. So waiting patiently for Coinbase. We do have a higher low at the moment. 235 is the big support. Now, Nagel wants to be squeezed. I can't help you with that, sir. Let's talk about Microsoft. So literally the most degen thing ever. Microsoft hits 200-day MA, and I've slipped and fell and went long. Okay, and like by accident. So
you fell on the long button.
I fell on the long button on BTCC. So you can see the daily. I've got snake eyes here on my oscillator. This thing is turning up 474 down to 467. Looking for a bounce here on Microsoft. Even a short-term little bounce here could come into play. If this long zone fails, the next big zone for me that makes sense is going to be 450 on Microsoft. So I'm literally banking on these guys, just pumping it up off that 200-day MA, and then maybe a little second drop here afterwards. Okay, so play safe. I don't have massive size here, but I have taken this long on BTCC, and I'm waiting very patiently for these crypto stocks to start going a bit higher again. If this Coinbase could pump me up again, I would appreciate this very much at the moment. Okay, so you can see Microsoft here has just turned green. Got a small little entry there at 460. 467.3. I've got that long. Okay, and Matty's shorting some AMD there. I haven't looked at that one in a while. Speaking of shorts, well, this could get interesting. We might have to consult the gold man here, and I'm glad actually Jay's here at the moment. So you can see gold pumped into my short zone from yesterday, 4,150. We got the rejection, and now this thing is pumping back. It's a little bit concerning here, a little bit bearish there on that oscillator. So maybe a bit of a shit the ceiling. Let's speak to Jay, because I know Jay loves a bit of gold action. Do you trade is this too high a time?
Yeah, we actually got that short today. We've been waiting for the 618, that wick full, that undercarriage. Literally, I can't remember, maybe about a week, 10 days. We've been waiting for this trade, and it kept played nicely. So we got the short today, 350 points, so a $35 move. And then we actually longed it right back up into the resistance again. It was a really good trade today.
Guys, I mean, Jay's doing this every day, or pretty much every day in the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Discord. These guys are scalping NASDAQ, gold, BTC, all these lower time frame degenerate things, but nice. We're glad to hear it's going well. So yeah, just my view on the 2 hour from me. Like, this is resistance. You can see we might be faced with a shit the ceiling. Okay, and if we get a shit the ceiling out of gold here, you're going to see a lower high on the oscillator. It's going to print that bearish divergence. Unfortunately, that means gold might pop you into 4,200 for the next possible short. Okay, so got the short zone. Not a big enough move for what I was looking for. Maybe we're going to push it back up. Watch those areas to the upside. And if you want to do degen things, well, Jay will keep you covered there in the Chart Hackers Discord. Is Granny safe for now? James, is Granny safe for now?
For now. Okay, Granny is safe. Let's get into a lot of stuff here, guys, and I just want to remind you what's coming for you guys. So I've actually got a short on Altcoin coming in. Okay, big zone to the upside. I'm covering Brett. I'm covering SPX again. These things are showing relative strength in terms of some of these meme coins at the moment. We're looking at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well. We've got Sol, we've got ETH. Sui, is it time to add to our breakout longs
from yesterday. Are we going to grow that size? So lots coming here. Oh, there we go. Matty says 𝗕𝗹𝗰𝗍𝗄 breakout. Okay, so we're going to look at all of this stuff now and make sure that you guys are covered. If you're wanting to know what Deutsche Bank's view on Bitcoin is at the moment and why this has had the worst week since February, down 30%, well, they're telling you risk-off mood in the markets. Makes sense, okay? Sexy grannies out there. Then we've got hawkish Fed signals. Okay, we know about that. Stalling crypto regulation. That's an interesting one. Institutional outflows. We know about that. And long-term holders taking profits. What is taking profit? What is this thing? What is taking profits? Okay, well, anyway, these guys are out. Okay, don't they know what HODL is? Have they never heard of diamond hands? Okay, well, maybe they need to learn. So in terms of BTC on the 3-day, what is going on here in my chats? Guys, this is a family show. Can we please maintain the decorum here while we continue trading absolute shit coins? Okay, Bitcoin on the 3-day, what is going on? We've got our reversal print on the oscillator. We know about that. There are two scenarios at play. One of them is it just goes up from here and we print some kind of lower high and reject and ride off into the sunset, hopefully with some chart hacker shorts. The other scenario is a short-term pump and then a monster sell in the market to print bullish divergence. Unfortunately, that takes Bitcoin for me into at least the low to mid 70,000 region. So we got to watch this one closely. And for me, in terms of this higher time frame chart, why is this 91 so important to me on that lower time frame? Well, you can see higher time frame macro 236 FIB pool and a monster undercarriage over here as well. So looking like this could be a great short zone for us when we do eventually pump back into that zone, or should I say if we pump back into that zone. James, just say we will. Just say we will.
100%. Gonna rock
100%.
it.
Okay, no, he's bullish. Why are you so bullish? Why are you so bullish? Jay, wow. Jay, are you bullish? Just say yes, 91K.
Yes.
Okay,
We're
thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if you should be so bullish though, Jay. Why are you being so bullish, bro? Okay. Okay, let's check. Let's see what these altcoins are doing. Most importantly, guys, total market cap, big bouncer here. And I think, to be fair, if we have to be rational about what we are looking at the moment, if we do get a little dip in the market, it can be considered reasonable to even double bottom on this total. Unfortunately, high leverage longs on some of these alts, especially the late ones that aren't sitting in amazing zones, would obviously get a little bit rinsed. Okay, so look out for that. Total market cap, nice support here, 2.73. Look at that bounce off that 786, absolute banger. And then in terms of USDT dominance, well, again, we're in sort of no man's land here in terms of the weekly chart at the moment. And you've seen a beautiful bump in the market based on this tiny little move that they've given us over the last couple of days. Now, imagine they continue dropping this USDT dominance into this 5.67% region. That will really unlock some of these alts. These memes will explode and these things will really start moving well. So that is something to watch, but I want to just issue a word of warning here. If we hit 5.67 and I'm not on the screen in front of you or in the chart hackers Discord, just put an alarm on here and call it, why have I not taken profits, or something like that, and make sure you are de-risking if you hit that area, because that is a high probability bounce zone if and when the market explodes. Now, if the market starts dumping, what are we looking at? Possible wick fill here to the upside. Again, that'll drop total market cap, that'll drop Bitcoin even into the 70s potentially, and then possibly a second wind in the market and a second bounce. So right now, in terms of the super high time frame, a little bit of no man's land. So unless you're trading degen things like some of us are doing at the moment, just exercise a bit of caution at those areas. Now, Bitcoin, okay, so waiting for a reversal print here on the 1 hour. Let's see what happens. The ideal plan is 91K. Sometimes we don't get what we want. If we drop lower, 83.8 looks like it's on the table here for us. Okay, let's get into some altcoins. Jay, just out of interest, what are you bringing us today? Long, shorts? What's cooking here?
I have got a BTC long for you guys. I've got DAX 40 short for you. I have a possible AI XBT breakout. And I have a special token that you love, well, James loves and you hate,
XRP.
but two trades in one.
XRP $10, please. Okay, guys. So you got Jay bringing you some action and nice mixed markets here for you as well. Keen to see his long as well on BTC. So brother Nature Joe says long everything. Okay, we're gonna get Jay in now in a sec. Let's cover some alts. So Mr. Crypto says altcoins have hit depression. Okay, according to this graph we've got over here. If we still get an alt season this cycle, I like the way the guys are now saying if we get an alt season. It's a good start, you know. And he says this would be a good time to buy based on this old school Wall Street cheat sheet. Okay, so there we are. If you're feeling depressed, well, maybe we've seen this movie before, and well, I mean, you can push buttons and find out, or you can sit on the sidelines, and if it explodes, well, then you've missed the move. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance, what is saving our alts at the moment? Why are the alts popping off like this? Well, look at Bitcoin dominance here on the 12-hour. It is dropping down into our danger zones here. So I've highlighted these at the moment as BTC outperforming. So if we do drop into either 58.56 and 58.3, these are most likely you're going to find that are bounce zones here for you, and that you need to then watch out on the market there, because these alts could be under pressure versus Bitcoin. Okay, so keep your eyes on that, but nice to see dominance over the last while, and dare I say, like, surprisingly, these alts could have rinsed us way worse, okay, based on this dominance here. And this dominance has remained bearish lately, and it's basically saved the day for a lot of these altcoins. Okay, let's get into ETH now. Don't forget to prepare for his role as the Joker. What's his name? Joaquin Phoenix to hold ETH for $3,000 for 4 years. Did you guys know that? Like, that was on X. Okay, James, did you know that? You must have known that. That's true.
If it's on X, it must be true.
Yeah, you have to prepare for his role. So that is what he did there. And the same $10 billion whale that made 200 million shorting October 10th is now long 40 million on ETH. Ooh, bullish. Nice. Okay, bullish.
Only up in the morning.
Where's his lickies? I always just want to see where the lickies is. 2,300. Okay, so yeah, we've had this discussion before where you feel safe, and then it gets to 2,400, and suddenly you're shouting at the dog, and you're sweating, and you're not sleeping, and you're doing all those things. But we'll see. 2,300 looks like he's got a lot of breathing room. But if we do come to this lower band, the man is in trouble. Okay, big levels for ETH: 2,150, 2,400, and right here where we are, 2,750. Still looking good. Okay, we've got a reversal print here on the 3-day as well. So the signs are there. Same principle as Bitcoin. If we're going to print a bullish divergence, we're going to see lower on ETH. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Upside, big levels, 3.5 for ETH. That looks okay to me at the moment. Okay, now let's get into the small stuff, and let's look at the lower time frame thing. So what you would have picked up since the show yesterday. Now, hopefully some of you guys watched the show yesterday. Remember, you don't have to watch me on 1x speed. I really don't mind if you watch me on 1.5 or 2x. I will not be offended, but I gave a lot of setups yesterday, and I explained a lot of things about bull zones on some of these altcoins, and a lot of them dropped into some of these big zones. And today we had a situation where we want to just repeat the process, and the minute we lose the bull zone, then we can reassess where we are with the alts and see, you know, maybe if things are going to turn a little bit more bearish. So ETH was one of the examples here today that I teed up in the Chart Hackers Discord, and you can see our local bull zone has been hit for ETH here, and we are getting a little bounce at the moment. So 2,850 is the upper region of our local bull zone, and so far so good. So anyone in the Chart Hackers Discord, you got these charts from me earlier today, and hopefully you guys have positioned yourselves in a couple of these longs. We schlonging. I'm excited to look at 𝗬𝗯𝗯. I'm getting excited now because we got a halving pump maybe coming on 𝗬𝗯𝗯. Now, a crypto lady, I'm a bit jealous about this when entry because, okay, we'll talk about it just now. So guys, ETH at the moment, if it goes according to plan and we do get a little reversal here in the market, we're going to look for this bounce on the 1-hour oscillator, and then we're just going to exercise a little bit of caution around about this 3,000 zone. That looks like trouble for me. Now, you will note yesterday, ETH rejected a little bit early, and I said to the chart hackers last night after the show that I was jumping out of the bulk of my ETH long yesterday because of this VWAP. Remember, we can use all of these zones as our reaction zone. So right now, our next target for ETH 3,018, and we've got bull zone support all the way down into 2,800 at the moment. If we start losing that, we reassess where we are, we contemplate life, and then we start figuring out a plan as to how we're going to get out of that. Okay, so in terms of a couple of things that I've got going on here at the moment, we got some linkies. I've got Monad, long the top of Monad just now. I said to the chart hackers, guys, we're going to do some dumb shit here. Let's see. 𝗬𝗯𝗯 is breaking out, but it's not like absolutely cooking at the moment for me. And then I've got the pump short from the rejection zone from yesterday. I've still got the long from the other day. Obviously, ideally, I want to see a bit higher there. I've got an ETH long that I started there off that drop into that bull zone. Still holding the ETH short from yesterday that I actually added a bit to. Nice protection there. Then I've got 𝗬𝗰𝗸 that's doing things. We got Brett that's cooking. Starknet from yesterday still doing a couple of things. Bitcoin, I took some profits yesterday at resistance, and I've managed to grab that short at that rejection zone. We're going to cover that again just now. And then 𝗬𝗰, is it time to add to the 𝗬𝗰 position? Is it time to grow this thing? We're going to look at the 𝗬𝗰 chart, and then we're going to map it out here together. Jay, why are you running away, bro? You said you could leave.
Yeah.
Come, stay. We looked at this yesterday. 𝗕𝗏𝗆 saying that 79% of the SOL circulating supply is at a loss. That's a little bit awkward. Okay, in terms of SOL, what are we doing at the moment? Well, 129 is still our big zone that we are watching, so no changes on the higher time frame. Let's take a look at lower time frame here on SOL, and also just bouncing off the top of the bull zone. And I feel like I've missed this one again. Did you get SOL, bro?
I'm still along as well.
I'm emotional. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, top of the bull zone. That's the 382. Little reaction at the moment. So, what we can expect in something like this, again, it doesn't mean we have to automatically be bullish, because you might just get that lower high and they drop you back down before the next bounce, or even worse, they drop you into a 618. So, remember, if you start aping in a little bit late on some of these tokens, you're essentially longing the top of a move, or you're longing the top of a bounce, and you're putting yourself at a little bit of risk. So, that is why it's so important that you focus on these bull zones and these strategic areas that I talk about on the show and that I deliver in the Chart Hackers Discord on a daily basis. Okay, so right now, your best support I can give you, 130.6. That is the best bull zone, reasonable support that I can give you guys at the moment. In terms of the 1 hour, looking to turn higher, the principle is exactly the same. Option 1, we pump straight up to the upside and everyone's happy. SOL prints a new high. Option 2, we just turn up a little bit, we drop lower, and we print that bullish divergence. And hopefully that bullish divergence takes us into the local bull zone. And we're looking for longs then at about 130.6 would be the low for me there on SOL. Don't really want to close below that. You can see there's an order block. There's a lot of support there at the moment. But as long as this bull zone is holding, I'm happy for now. When we start closing underneath that, well, then things get a little bit ugly. Now, Mia says she's looking for the divergence print. Mia, that is probably the safest play you can get, a bullish divergence print on a 1 or 2 hour on some decent support. So let's see if SOL does roll over. Remember, if it does roll over, be prepped lower down. You might just be waiting for this divergence print, 130.6. Now, guys, remember, all these charts that you see here go into the Chart Hackers Discord for you directly after the show. You have access to all of that. And you also have access to muscles over here, doing gold and NASDAQ and all the fun stuff. Now, AJ says, hey, are they looking bearish? Jay, do you want to look at some 𝗬𝗃 for us quickly and see? I don't know if maybe AJ's watching like 3-minute candles here. Maybe. He's seeing something. And Dave's liking ARK as a possible short here. Let's see, where's our heat map? Yes, this ARK is exploding. We've caught ARK a couple of times. There's been a couple of shorts. Shall we invite? Let's ask our guest muscles here to look at ARK for us. Jay, would you pick 𝗬𝗃 or ARK? Pick one of them, and let's see if we can get a short zone. Don't tell me ZK has exploded. Okay, guys, let's talk about something. Let's talk about something in the Discord while Jay gets that thing. There's a thing I got going in my channel called When Entry. Okay, I'm very proud of this When Entry because it keeps delivering at the moment. And every day after the show, I put together a trade that's a high conviction setup for me. Entry, stop loss, a plan, take profit zones, all those types of things. It's designed for like the new traders. It's designed for people that are too busy to be involved in the day-to-day of the Discord, and they just want one trade setup a day that they can just set orders and carry on with their day or with their life. So that is what When Entry is about. And yesterday's When Entry was a SOL short, and here it is over here. Oh no, there it is over. It was. Let's find it. Hold on. Let's scroll down. There it is. Okay. There it is over there. Okay. There's our When Entry yesterday. And we dropped this after the show. It says entry 139.8 to 142. And there's the whole plan. It tells you, you just got to be patient. You got to wait for these moves to move into these zones. And obviously SOL pumps, and you absolute degens, like all of you, absolute degens, you literally go 139.8 and you all shorted and you front ran this thing, and I missed my entries that was sitting in the box. I mean, just look at this, Jane. 139.8. Look at this on the button there. Bang. 139.8. These guys.
On my exchange, on BitGet, it was 139.78. I missed the entry by 0.02 cents.
It's because everyone else got it in front of you. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it was messy, but I missed my soul short. So you can see this thing is now dropped into TP1. And again, you're not out of the woods yet on Solana until you are well clear of that VWAP. So you got to actually, looking at this chart, you've actually got to grind 142, 145. Sol's got a ton of work to do here to the upside. So is the when entry still valid is the question. I would say be super careful now because you'll be pushing up and this 1 hour is only just reversed here. Okay, so you can see yesterday we had a different scenario. We were looking for that push up to the upside on the oscillator there. We pushed into the zone and then we printed those reversals. Right now, Sol's looking a bit hungry. So if you want to try this particular setup again, you kind of want to watch this oscillator and see where it's kind of sitting, at these upper bands when it hits that type of zone. Okay, and these absolute degens. Okay, so there it is. That's when entry sitting there every day. Then guys, let's talk about this monad and see the story. Now, I don't know what this is. I actually asked James what this is, and James doesn't know what this is either. I mean, it's possibly a layer one scenario. I'm not actually sure. This thing has finally woken up, and I have been tracking this on X. I see like there's murmurs about this, there's talk about this thing, but I wasn't ready to take a look until this thing gets a little bit more established and we know, that this thing is possibly tradable. So right now, I like to know that the market makers are active and they're doing things nicely and we're moving in and reacting in good areas. So right now, this monad seems to be behaving itself, okay? And time's running out for AIXPT. Jay, do we have to long the top of this thing?
Were you talking about a breakout on this one?
Monad, yes.
PMG says it's leaving the station.
Oh, AIXPT.
I don't think so. Not yet. Maybe.
Okay,
Maybe he's on the 1 second chart.
Yeah, but remember, virtual's lagging, guys. Virtual's lagging badly. So that might be a play. But guys, in terms of this monad, again, I don't know what the story is here. Fundamentally, I know nothing other than this thing's getting a little bit aggressive. And I've longed the top of this thing. Possible target coming is 467 for this monad. So let's just see the size of this possible move here on this guy. Let's just see, what do we got? We got another 8%. Okay, so maybe another 8% on this monad into 467, and that is possibly going to be your short zone that you want to be looking at. So if we do get that pop into that area, look for a possible reversal there. Could be a short coming between 467 and 49, give or take, on monad. Okay, again, it's an airdrop. So these guys are obviously going to sell the shit out of this thing at some point. And Hutch says, I need some pumpage so I can pass my bit funded. Hutch, we're doing our best here. I'll see if I can blow on the candles for you, sir. And in terms of stock, STRK, I gave you guys that setup yesterday. It's still kind of floating around on support. I don't know if it's got a bit of a disease with MicroStrategy at the moment or whatever the story is, but it's not taking off. But this guy, 𝗁𝗏, says, everyone talking about BTC DeFi like it's some distant future. And then he gives you a whole case for the stock. I mean, he must love his fundamentals. Well, there it is. If you want to read and you want to froth at the mouth about fundamentals and stuff like that, you can go read this thing, but he's making a case for stock at the moment. And in terms of what it's doing, well, it's still in the zone. Okay, so I'm still long here on the stock. You can see we're sitting on the 200-day MA. We're sitting on the 786 fib and a possible bounce coming on this guy. Let's not get too excited. Let's just drop that a little bit more there, maybe 8%. Maybe 20% at best, okay? And we'll see what happens. So use the lows as your exit plan. So option number 1 is 132 exit. Alternatively, 124 is an exit plan. So that is obviously quite deep if you're using 124. So that is more a spot situation. You don't really want to try leverage if you've got a 10 or 15% stop loss. That's going to hurt on that day, okay, and that next day, and the next day, and the next day, okay. Let's go. Let's talk to Jay, and then I've got some setups for you guys coming, including Brett, Fartcoin, 𝗁𝗏. We got you guys covered with a ton of stuff here. Okay, Jay, what is cooking your boss?
I've got the 𝗬𝗵𝗿 set up. So it's currently not that bearish. The oscillator is still telling us, there's obviously still momentum to the upside on the 6, 8 and daily and things. So we're still waiting for that ETH move to really happen. We've been noticing that Sol has been really outperforming ETH much better. Even last night when we were doing the live trading, we longed Solana instead of Ethereum, which we normally do the other way around, and Sol went full TP, and ETH just kind of like hovered around 1-2%, right? Didn't really give us the move. So I hope that ETH will give us the move, and then obviously 𝗲𝗿 as well. 𝗲𝗿 is in a lower time frame, is coming to resistance. So the member who was, saying it looks a little bearish, yes, sure, it is coming into resistance, but I do like to short from slightly higher, especially those 786 and trends, 50-day SMA, anchored VWAPs from the highs, guys. So the move is just really started on a lot of the altcoins, so maybe give them a little bit of breathing room. So here, if you guys are using our hot zone indicator, this is really nice. It's actually pulling the anchored VWAP from the pivot high here, where we draw our beautiful trend line. Then we have a 618, an undercarriage, and we know how the boss loves a great undercarriage there. And then that will be amazing short entry. So rather give it a little bit, time to push up slightly higher, guys, into that 618. So the entry for 𝗲𝗿 short would be 197. Into 205, into that zone over there. So this will fill the fair value gap as well, those imbalanced candles on this side. Rather wait for it to push up here, guys, hit that anchor VWAP, 618 trend line, and that will be a much better short zone than risking it over here. The R2R trade doesn't make sense to me right now, so I would definitely wait a little bit higher for the 𝗲𝗿 short if you are bearish on that.
Patience. That looks like an absolute banger zone up there. What else you got here, bro?
I have got the DAX 40 over here. So it is the German 40. So we trade this every day in London. It is a CFD just like NASDAQ or Dow Jones. So really, really smooth and clean asset at the moment. So on the weekly, there's still a lot of time. Sorry, on the 3-day, a lot of time coming to the downside. On the previous show, Tuesday, we gave you a Dow Jones short, and that went all the way down, and we rocketed 1,200 points on that short. And if you went in with one lot size on the NASDAQ, you would have made over $10,000 on that short. So yeah, it's a huge trade, guys. These trades are massive. Come and trade CFDs with us. We trade in on 500x leverage, super degen, super fun, and a lot of money. Okay,
but so, guys, it gives you a little bit of something extra there, guys. Trading is trading, charts are charts. They do the thing, and that's what the muscles does best. Okay, so you're looking for a bit of upside here, huh?
A little bit of a push towards the upside. We've seen the market, a little bit of momentum coming into the market, but overall, I'm still bearish. Unfortunately, we have lost that 50-day. So we have, the anchor VWAP from the all-time high. We have the 50-day SMA. We have a 618. It's that triple threat combo, guys. So I'm looking for the bearish retest of the trend coming into the 618 anchor VWAP, lining up exactly with that 50-day. So this is going to be a great short zone opportunity for us. Fill this engulfing candle and come back to our vector that started the move to the downside. So the entry for DAX 30 or Prime XBT, it is a German 40. On BTCC, it's called DAX. It is 23,931, guys, and you can enter the short with around a 1.3% stop loss. Here is the POC. So we really don't want DAX to be getting back above the zone. And then I'm going to be targeting, why I'm looking for the short is they've left on the higher time frames, on the lower time frames, you will see that there is actually, like this gap up where they've left behind here. So this is where I'm targeting our 1-to-1 fib coming towards the downside around 21,300 on DAX over here, guys. So a really, really huge trade on the German 40 on the daily time frame.
Looking messy there, and possibly global markets also taking a bit of strain if that is playing out. Okay, so maybe the last few kicks of Dave's dead horse, basically. We'll have to see. Okay, let's go. I want to cover Fartcoin for you guys. I want to cover this possible meme revival. We got Brett. I'm talking SPX. I've got Link, Sui, 𝗕𝗏, and Jay is also going to give us possibly some ARK there or something along those lines. I'm sure it's around the corner. UniPCS says it would become clear in hindsight that the best move to make during extreme corrective periods like now is to scale into established high conviction, extremely oversold meme coins. I think that's a reasonable argument, and we have seen this in the past. The ones that everyone forgets about all of a sudden wakes up and then explodes, and you kind of miss the boat. Okay, so he's talking about useless, Bonk, Floki, and Fartcoin. So, you know, I've got Fartcoin. Obviously, this one's been front running the market a little bit. I'm talking Brett because I think Brett could be an absolute banger here as well. And we've seen SPX has been doing a couple of things as well. Slothman says the horse is dead. Well, I mean, even better for Dave then. Okay, now let's talk about shorting Fartcoin. Let's just discuss what is going on here. Fartcoin's been front running. What I think possibly happens here is they get tired of Fartcoin and they start moving it into a lot of the other memes and things like that. Now, if that is going to play out, we might see another push in Fartcoin today or tomorrow, leading into perhaps the end of the week even. And I'm looking for a possible short here between 33 and say 36 on Fartcoin. Why is this important to me? It's a high confluence danger zone. It's a trend. It's a VWAP from the highs. It's a 50-day MA. It's a 382. I've also got tons of horizontal confluence here as well. Look at that resistance. Look at that undercarriage over there. And we are getting a little bit overcooked here on the 4-hour oscillator as well. So the best thing we could see now is maybe some kind of bearish divergence print while this thing pumps one more time into that type of region. So I'm going to leave this chart in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys. There's a short waiting for you, 33 to 36 on Fartcoin. Could be a banger. Now, remember, when you're trading these types of shitcoins, and you can see there's possibly a big level to the upside, sometimes that means, you know, these levels could react like magnets. Remember, when the market is falling over, we identify all those big zones lower down and we just wait and they come to us. And sometimes when the market turns bullish again, you can identify those big zones to the upside and wait patiently. But if you don't want to wait, sometimes you can trade a breakout. And today we caught one of these breakouts here on Fartcoin. And it was quite an interesting one because this thing absolutely exploded, that it went through my screen. It went out of the browser here on Fartcoin, and I was pretty chuffed with my work, and I closed it like way too early. I closed it like here somewhere, and then this thing just wouldn't stop going. Okay, so it was an absolute banger. And when you're trading breakouts, and I covered this in the Discord today when I gave the setup for the guys, you treat it exactly the same way. If you break your trend, when you get the pullback, all you want to do is hold the bull zone. You want to hold the local VWAP, you want to hold the 382 and the 0.5 and the trend, and then all things being well, you roll the dice and hopefully this thing kicks on. And if it doesn't, well, you've always got a clean exit plan, because your exit plan is going to be loss or close below your bull zone. Okay, it's as simple as that. So Fartcoin, off she goes. Obviously, there's no fresh trade here now for you guys. You can see this thing has done what it needs to do. But what I can promise you is when the market is like this, breakouts become super easy and they become pleasurable things to trade. So as and when I see them, I will carry on dropping them in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys, and we'll carry on looking for these types of moves until they start failing. And then when your breakouts start failing, the worst thing you can do is try breakout again and again and again, because that's one way ticket to getting rinsed. Okay, so when they start failing, we'll take our foot off the gas and we reassess where we are. Okay, and Fartcoin had 1 kg of beans. It appears so. It appears so. A nice little explosive afternoon there. What do they call it? Chipotle. What is that stuff called, James? What do the Americans like to eat there before they get going? Oh, he's looking confused there. I'm salty. Don't tell me you missed the bonk move. You were telling us the other day you needed some bonk. Now, let's talk about Brett. This thing is also another classic altcoin example. While these things are riding the bull zones, guys, plot out your bull zones. You don't have to copy all of my bull zones. Whatever altcoins you are tracking, it's a very simple thing to do. You bang out your VWAPs, you bang out your fibs, and you wait. Okay, you watch your oscillator, and remember, the oscillator is obviously a key weapon. Oh, I've lost my camera. This is going well. The oscillator is a key weapon, guys. I mean, are you enjoying me? Can you hear me, James? I am still here. Okay, I haven't gone anywhere. The oscillator is a key member of my trading strategy. Let me just change my camera here so you can see my face. Okay, not that you need to see my face, but there I am. So the oscillator is an important aspect, and what I like to do is use oscillator reversals on support or oscillator reversals at resistance, including some of the other tips and tools that these indicators give us. So for Black Friday, guys, reminder, I have spoken about it all week. You can get these the Chart Hackers Essential Indicator Pack. Okay, there it is here, and it is the basic. Oh wait, that's not Chart Hackers. Hold on. I clicked on the wrong thing. Let's go. Let me just find the indicator pack. Hold on, bear with me. Where's this thing gone? There she is. No, it's gone. Okay, well, guys, there's a link in the show description. When Jay's talking again, I'll find it for you guys. If you want the indicators that I use, there's a Black Friday deal for you guys. Link in the show description. Go to the accelerator course there. You'll click on that thing. You're going to get the essentials pack for $279 for a year. Okay, that is going to expire obviously relatively soon, so make sure you get some of that pretty soon. Okay, let's go. What's the next one? Jay, did you run away again there, bro? Is Jay hiding again? Let's go Brett. Okay, we're talking about Brett. So what is the plan for Brett? Okay, you guys can see I am long Brett at the moment off this bull zone. And what can we see? What is coming here for this guy? So I've mapped this thing out. And again, I don't want to come here and scream from, the heavens how bullish everything is. But what I'm trying to do here is just give you a reasonable perspective as to, if the market gets a little bit of energy, where can these things go? Okay, we cannot ignore the fact that these things have been absolutely decimated over the last month or so, and they are due some kind of bounce. So if that bounce is going to come, as you can see on the 12-hour, I've got multiple divergence prints here on the 12-hour. If the bounce is going to come, there are some decent moves to be had in the market. And Brett, for me, is one of the front runners here for a big move. So targets are 0.018 as a potential first zone. Then I've got 0.0215, and then I've got the short to 0 at 0.024. So if things go amazingly well, I think we're going to have a beautiful short up here later on. And until we get into that type of zone, we can then start looking for breakout longs, and we can do all these things into, these types of areas. Okay, so upside targets for Brett are looking pretty healthy at the moment. And let's see if it's going to play out. All you need to do, your only job is watch the show, and obviously pay attention to these hot zones. Okay, make sure you know where these bull zones are and you're mapping them out. If you need some help, I do them all day in the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Discord, and we can sort you guys out over there, and you just play these bull zones until they start failing. Okay, another one, SPX, guys. Oh my God, is it time for a round 3 on this SPX? James is nodding aggressively. Long the top of SPX.
I already did. After Maddie talked about it, I jumped into it, and it's been pushing ever since.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again. Do we go again? Oh, okay. If you're going to do this, you got to be safe. Okay, your exit's got to be 569, or it's got to be 5-6. Okay, 569 or 5-6. Those are your exit plans. 569 or 5-6 are your reasonable exit plans. Okay, long the top, the absolute top. The absolute top of SPX.
The last order in.
Can't wait to go to 0. Okay, so SPX, do we have some upper band targets? You can see if all things being equal, it pumps and Brett goes to the 50. You might see SPX go to the 50-day MA. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Like there are signs that these things could get a little bit of energy, and you can literally track that every single day here. Look at this. Here's our local bull zone. We didn't even hit. We didn't even drop into our local bull zone today. Look at that. We've absolutely front ran that zone here on SPX. So guys, look, we're doing slightly dumb shit here at the moment. So if you want to copy me, just make sure you are using risk management. Okay. And what you can do is you can look at this 1 hour time frame as well if you want to map out potential exit zones. And again, you can use 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you're comfortable with. What I suggest is try and focus on a close below the breakout candle. So in this example in front of you, 558, that's a reasonable exit plan. Alternatively, you're looking at previous lows. You can just look at all these candle lows, and if you get a close below there, then your dreams are shattered and they are sending you back to 0. I mean, I think that's the only way you can really play these breakouts. And again, you play the breakouts until they stop breaking, and then you got to reassess, and then you come back, and then we start playing the nice reversal zones, and everything normalizes again. Okay, there goes SPX. That will be cute if we can get another mover here. Okay, Jay's still here. Okay, he hasn't run away yet. Let's talk 2 more things for me. Oh, well, fuck, it never ends. I mean, I got a gazillion. Let's talk Link. Yesterday's plan for Link was a breakout through the horizontal, then a dip back and into the bull zone. And right now, Link is literally playing according to plan. Okay, there's no more, there's nothing else I can say here at the moment. 12.585. that was your support we were looking at here, somewhere in that region. You can see we're holding that local bull zone. Upside target is 13.6 for me on Link at the moment. And again, where's my exit plan if the shit hits the fan? Well, 12.4, that is going to be your lower bull zone over there. So if you start closing under the VWAP, then, you know, it might be something you want to exit. Okay, especially if you're looking for those big higher moves, and then you can reassess. You can bang out your 618s, you can bang out your 786s. They typically are going to give you bounces. And again, if you're hunting new highs, I typically want to see the bull zone holding, and so far so good on Link. Okay, so Link is all good. Let's go. 𝗬𝗰. Is it time to add on to 𝗬𝗰? That is the question. We got the breakout long yesterday. Where's the dream zone to add on to 𝗬𝗰? I must say, looking at this chart, it's 144 into 140. It is this region over here. Okay, this is what makes sense to me. The reason I like this area, let me just show you. Look at that horizontal over there. Look at the VWAP. So if we do drop lower for 𝗬𝗰, that looks like the prime play in terms of a bigger move. So 144 to 140 looks ideal on 𝗬𝗰. Obviously, if the market starts running away from us, it's a different game plan, and then I might have to start adding to that position while it starts pushing to the upside. But right now, trying to be patient, waiting for this reversal. You can see the 1 hour reversal is pretty close, okay? Pretty close here to some kind of rocket ship on 𝗬𝗰. If you're starting a fresh trade, for example, remember we are in from the show yesterday down here somewhere. If you're starting a fresh trade, you can use 147 and you can use 144. You can nibble in those zones. I am expecting a short-term move pretty soon on 𝗬𝗰. If it turns into something bigger, well, then we're going to break through 155. We're going to break through 160, and we'll see how that goes. What is Mon doing? Is it pumping here? Why is Panda laughing?
It's pumping nicely.
Well, isn't that cute? There we go. Isn't that nice? Okay, isn't
Very
that nice? I mean, it's so dangerous, you know, longing the top, but sometimes you've got to do it.
Fun. So fun.
It is fun, okay, but when it stops being fun, that's kind of when you need to stop. Okay, so guys, you got the game plan on 𝗬𝗰. You know what I'm looking for here. Fresh trade, you can see your supports, play with that. Let's talk to 𝗬𝗃. Yeah, Jay, what do you think about this, bro? I mean, I'm kind of...
It has broken out, yeah.
You like this thing?
It did break out, but I mean, for me, I wouldn't mind it a little bit lower.
Yeah, it's just the thing for me is this 𝗕𝗹𝗰𝗁 situation. And, you know, if they get a little bit aggressive, everyone's going to jump into this thing. And maybe they don't even pump it for the halving. Maybe it's delusional to think that there's going to be a pump into the halving. But if there is, the targets, 325, 366, these look like the zones for me. You can see right now it is facing higher time frame resistance over here. You can see that is a danger zone, 306. It is obviously an issue. If it blows 306, then I think it's a free ride to 325, guys. So I'm backing 𝗕𝗃. I did add a little bit to this thing earlier today. Let's see, you know, if it does get a little bit of momentum, maybe it can be something that turns into something more fun. Again, all you need to do, just track your bull zone. That's all you want to do for now. You can see there's your VWAP and your 0.5. Let's get out our 382 quickly. Let's just see where this thing is in the context of the move. 288. Okay, so that's quite nice. So you've got a nice marker there, 288, first support zone, and then 283. Use that for now. Let's see if there is momentum. Right now, 1 hour, first reversal print, but you might find something like this where it gives you that second pump before this thing starts rolling over. So look out for that on 𝗕𝗃. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's helping that NVIDIA is getting rinsed as well. I know people like to pump AI tokens on the back of NVIDIA. Guys, Panda and 𝗏𝗏𝗄s traded Casper in the Discord today. I'm sure they covered a ton of those things there. Guys, let's talk pump quickly. I was giving you a play-by-play on X. For those of you that follow me on X, the Lord of Entry, I was giving you a play-by-play here on pump from the first day when we were looking for that push into that resistance zone. So I was just taking you guys through how we do it in the Discord and how I cover all these things as we go. And pump obviously now playing out nicely, and we've dropped into the local bull zone. So pump traders here, you can see why I'm still holding my pump long. I am looking for a little bit higher. I grabbed that head short, obviously, as protection, because if the market falls over, you want to be covered, okay, in some degree. So I do have that short cover. If the market keeps exploding, my long is still good, and you can nibble and add onto that long, and that should give us nice target of 293 is going to be the next possible target. So step one, obviously for pump, we need to hold our bull zone 265. We want to hold that. If it holds, that is what we're looking for, and then a possible rejection at 293 is the next danger zone. Okay, is everything taking off here? ICP, James is like, yeah. Okay, Jay, give us something to play with here. Give us something fun, because virtual's absolutely dog shit at the moment. Look at this thing. Doing nothing. Help
nothing.
me.
Yeah, I was waiting for AI XBT, but it's not really making the move yet. So I have 2 trades on XRP. I'm waiting for. I've got one for a long and one for a short. Call me people.
You better sit up here, bro. You better.
People,
Catering
please.
to both of us here.
Yeah. So I mean, let's make everyone happy here, guys. I mean, we got a long and we got a short. We just don't know which one's going to happen first. XRP is right smack bang in the middle. So if the short is going to look really, really good, so the boss will be happy. The long looks good as well, so James will be happy, right, guys? So we got both trade entries here. Looking for the long trade, guys. We have a 618 here with that Monday low. So I'm definitely looking for a sweep of the liquidity to the downside here into that fair value gap, and then move back up into POC, where we will take the short. I'm really favoring the short here. It does look really nice on the daily time frame. XRP has huge bearish order blocks here on the daily, as well as the 100, the 200, and the 50-day SMA with the anchor VWAP from the pivot high. And this is our 786 and trend with POC. So I'm really favoring the short here, and I'm going to take XRP back down to 1.8. Sorry, James.
0, please. 0.
What's the TP on the long there? Is that $10 or?
Yes, okay. Delusional James.
Go XRP. Okay, guys, so what you're going to do is you're going to set your alarms where Jay tells you to, so you remember, because this might take
the alarms will be, guys, at $2, yeah, 618, right? So it's 1,99999. So just make it $2, guys, nice and rounded. That fair value gap, and you can layer into that 786 as well. And then the short zone, guys, exactly the opposite trade will be at 2.42. That is POC. It is our trend. It's the daily bearish order block. It's the 50-day SMA with the anchor VWAP, as well as another huge fair value gap that started the breakdown of XRP. So, guys, this might be the short that you tell your kids about. It's going to be so great. And you can all tag James in the chat when we get this short. Just tag him like 10 times just to annoy him.
Just to make sure I'm aware.
Excited. I'm actually excited about this. Yeah, alarms on, orders going to be set. I can't wait. Okay, well, at least we got Mon running here a little bit today. Okay, guys, I think you guys have got enough information. Yeah. My concern is on some of these things, some of the 2 hours. So what you need to watch out for today, obviously. Number one, you track your bull zone. So as long as your bull zone is holding, that is a good start. Okay, you want to try and trade off those things. You want to get your reversals off your bull zone. Now, remember, if they're going to come and they're going to give us bullish divergence, that means that these bull zones you see now, they're going to print a new low, possibly into the lower band of that bull zone. So just be ready for that. If they print a new low on these altcoins, it's going to print bullish divergence on the oscillator, and that might be a stronger move. So just be cautious with how you are playing things. And if you are laddering in, obviously do it in little increments along the way for these trades. Now, 2 hour, obviously that's another discussion. We got to keep those 2 hour oscillators running hot, and then these alts will keep popping for us. If the 2 hour oscillators run out of momentum, I'm looking in the wrong camera because sorry guys, if the 2 hour oscillator runs out of momentum, then obviously we gotta adjust how we are playing things. Okay, who's heading? Oh yeah, Giovanni, come to the Discord, bro. Everything is there, and there is a Black Friday special now for you guys as well, for the Discord and the indicators, and obviously Bitfunded. Everything is in the show description there for you guys. You will find it there. Okay, boys, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
Are they going to need it?
I don't know. we're heading into Thanksgiving here now, right? Now we've got that. Are we going to see a de-risk tomorrow because people are just want to shut down the computers and walk away for the rest of the weekend? We'll have to
Final
see.
Thanksgiving pump. Give us a final Thanksgiving pump.
Give us a push into it, maybe.
Okay, guys. See you later. See you later. See you later.